Welcome to Meet the Candidate. My guest this afternoon is Steve Peterson, who is running for Liberty Lake Mayor, for re-election as Liberty Lake Mayor.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah. Welcome, Steve.
Welcome. Thanks, Lani. Appreciate it.
It's an opportunity to get acquainted and have you tell me about your where you grew up and first went to school.
Well, I grew up in Seattle.
We
and
won't
I
hold
first
that
went to
against you.
school over there. Well, I'll tell you why I came over here. So I grew up in Seattle and in South Seattle, and it was a great community. Grew up in Normandy Park, one of the newly incorporated cities back in 1955. And when I graduated from college, worked in Seattle for a while, and I got tired of the traffic. This is 1974. 75, came over to see the World's Fair. And then I had the good fortune of running into a guy named Mike McGinnis, who ran McGinnis Paper Company here. And he brought me over here in 1976. And in fact, I was in this building teaching junior achievement in 1977 at the lower level. So I have a good experience with Spokane. I love the community. But the traffic really pushed me out of Seattle, and that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, and it has done nothing but get worse
No,
since then.
right.
So, well, while you were growing up there, were there any opportunities you had for a first job as a kid?
I had lots of first jobs, but one was raking rocks. You know, my friend was his dad was a construction guy, built most of South Seattle, and so we did a lot of landscape type work, raking rocks and putting in yards. But my first real job was working for Alaska Airlines, loading airplanes, and I really loved that job. It was a great job. It was a summer job, gave me enough money to go to school, and ended up taking a year off, working up in Alaska for a while. It was just super, you know. Got a lot of experience from that job. And you learn a lot about teamwork. And you learn a lot about taking responsibility. And you learn a lot from your first lead man, you know, my guy was Kenny Booth, you know. And he put the trust in you, and he gave you your opportunity to do what you needed to do. He also was kind of directed you, but he was a promoter of talent, and then also a guy who would carry you through.
It's a blessing to have a good first boss to learn
It
under.
was cool, you know, and so it was a very, very good experience, and enjoyed it. And so again, I think to all kids, that first job is something spectacular because now you have your own real money, right, to go spend, and you also have an opportunity to learn what you want to do or what you don't really want to do for a career in the long run. And then you also can get pearls of wisdom from older people. So I always looked at people that are a few years older than yourself, right? Or the guy that's 15 years older is kind of like a big brother. And he can always kind of give you some guidance as to what you should do or where you should go. True story. This is a fun one. So I'm up in Alaska, and I got accepted to the University of Arizona. So I went down to Arizona, looked at the university, and it's all dusty and dirty. And this is a long while back. And I got back, and my friend Joe Rustin, he says, "What'd you do?" He said, "Well, I looked at the University of Arizona. I think I'm going to go down there." And Joe says, "I took a trip down there one time. I went through Phoenix, Tempe, and that's where ASU was. And ASU was like at the time, an oasis in the middle of the desert, right?" He says, "You should go there." So I turned around, filed my application, and ended up going down there. But that's how people impact your life sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. Who you network with. And
Yeah.
so what did you study when you went to ASU?
Marketing, advertising, you know, I'm a sales guy, kind of, you know, but
Okay.
it was a great school of business. I know I'm a pretty good finance person, pretty good sales guy, got great vision, you know.
Well, when you came over to the Spokane area for Expo, what made you choose Liberty Lake to settle in?
Well, we didn't choose Liberty Lake to settle in for Expo. I lived on 831 South Lincoln. So Liberty Lake was just a
Well, Liberty Lake wasn't
farm out
much.
there back
That's
in the
true.
day,
That's
right?
true. It wasn't incorporated or anything, was it?
No. In
So what
fact,
drew you to that area?
Well, when we were looking for a place to really settle down, my wife and I, Charmaine, we decided, hey, let's go live by a golf course, right? So Meadowood had some lots for sale out there, and so we bought a lot out there and built our house. And in 1999, 2000, we had the opportunity to vote for the incorporation, being a resident. And so we voted for the incorporation, and then I said, well, let's get involved in this. And so I got involved with the transition committees. Lud Kramer was a Secretary of State back in the day. And so I went to Lud and I said, somebody's going to have to be a trail boss to drive this train, right, at some point. And so I ended up becoming the first mayor of Liberty Lake. And so that was a very fun experience and very galvanizing. It was a true team experience. I mean, we did it, we were very successful in our incorporation. Everybody thought we might fail, but we were very successful in our corporation. And we started basically with no debt. And so unlike the other 13 cities that went before us the previous decade, we started out with zero debt basically. So it was very good.
Well, that gives a little bit of an insight into why you turned to politics. I think I'm going to go to that that closing
Okay.
question and let you answer the elevator speech question.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Why should people vote for Steve Peterson for mayor of Liberty Lake?
Well, I have the experience of leadership. I'm trustworthy, I'm honest, I'm transparent. What you see is what you get. I have a good vision. I think vision in the mayor's job is all about vision. What are you trying to do, try to help the citizens achieve what they want? Disney once said, you don't build it for yourself, you build it for the people. And so that's my goal as mayor, and that's why I'm coming back for the third time. I think it's a rewarding job. I have a vision of taking that city to the next step, because we're starting to feel big city pains. Whether it be traffic, I was able to get on Connect Washington, the overpasses and the pedestrian bridge and the Harvard Road Bridge. I got all that on the Connect Washington. Able to move the money forward to 2019 so we could build them now. So try to take care of the traffic. Do the corridor study so we can get into signals. Worked with the Central Valley School District. Now we have K-12 school education out there with the opening a new ridge line. All those things were, to me, what the community wanted. And I think there's a sense of urgency to address them. We have some things that are coming online right now. If you talk about safe, clean, green, well-managed and financially secure, that's what I believe in, right? We have a big turnover in people. We've lost 2 engineers, our finance person, city administrator just announced her resignation. We have a revolving door to some extent with people, and we can't have that. We have to keep those doors open, but with experienced people. The second thing is that you want to have a safe community, and so some of the things that we're going to have to look at is how do we address homelessness and things of that nature. They're starting to impact our region, and finally the green space and trails and parks, right? One of my visionary things is just look at a corridor between the River District, which is on the north side, to Ridgeline High School, which is on the south side. And then things for kids, activities for kids and growth of business, So those are all the things I stand for. And that's why I'd like to have the citizen vote again on November 2nd for Steve Peterson mayor.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in, Steve.
I appreciate it, Lani.
Have fun until November.
I will, and I'll read you in the paper.
Okay.
Thank you.
What does it mean to be awake? It means to truly understand the issues facing us and actively participate as a citizen in this country. One way you can do that is by voting your values, based on the Word of God. We believe We Vote has done the research and provides you the information you need to make an informed decision on which candidates will champion our values and work for us. Now is the time to rise up, get involved, and vote. WeBelieveWeVote.com.
Hello, Spokane. This is Governor Mike Huckabee. I'm going to be speaking at We Believe, We Vote's October 2nd fundraiser. It's more important than ever for Christians to come together and to vote. I'm looking forward to seeing you on October the 2nd of this year. For tickets to the event, go to WeBelieveWeVote.com.